Hey everybody, John here. It's funny how we navigate this crazy thing called life. We meet people every day, some we know, most we don't. Yet, there's this inherent part of us that wants to believe the best in others. We're kind of wired for trust, aren't we? Think about it. When you were a kid, you probably talked to strangers at the playground, no problem. You assumed everyone was there to have fun, just like you. As we grow up, things get a little more complicated. We learn about stranger danger and the world feels less safe. But even then, something deep down still wants to believe in the good. That's because trust is more than a learned behavior. It's in our DNA, a fundamental part of what makes us human. Why? Because connection is essential for survival. We rely on others, and that reliance starts with a little bit of trust. Now let's talk about those folks who seem to have an extra dose of trust. The ENFPs of the world. You know the type, the enthusiastic, charismatic friend who could make friends with a brick wall. They just radiate warmth and openness. ENFPs are naturally trusting because they see the best in everyone. They believe in the power of human connection and approach every interaction with optimism and genuine curiosity. They're the first to strike up a conversation with someone new, eager to learn their story. And it's not just ENFPs. Other personality types like ESFJs and ENFJs share this trusting nature. They're all about building relationships and creating a harmonious environment. They lead with empathy and assume good intentions, making it easy for others to feel comfortable and open up. This isn't to say these personality types are naive. They're not blind to the potential for negativity, but they choose to focus on the positive, believing that everyone deserves a chance to show their good side.
Know you've been a good friend.
You might be thinking, John, that's all well and good, but the world can be a tough place. Don't studies show that people are skeptical of strangers? Well, yes and no. While we're bombarded with news stories about scams and distrust, research actually suggests that humans are more trusting than we give ourselves credit for. In fact, studies have shown that even when faced with potential risks, people often choose to trust strangers. One famous experiment called the trust game demonstrates this. In this game, participants are paired up and given a sum of money. One person can choose to send some or all of their money to the other person. The money sent is then tripled by the experimenter. The receiver can then choose to send some of that money back to the original sender. Now, logically, you might think, why risk it? What if they just keep all the money? But here's the thing, people consistently choose to trust their partners, even though they have no guarantee of getting anything back. And guess what? More often than not, that trust is rewarded. This tells us something profound about human nature. We're hardwired for cooperation and reciprocity. We believe in fairness and have this innate hope that if we extend trust, it will be reciprocated. Section 4, the trust formula. It's not just personality. Okay, so we've established that trust is a natural human instinct and that some personality types are more inclined to trust than others, but it's not as simple as being born with a trust gene. Our individual experiences play a huge role in shaping our capacity for trust. Think about it. If you've had positive experiences with strangers in the past, you're more likely to trust in the future. On the other hand, if you've been burned before, you might be more guarded and less likely to take a chance on someone new. Our upbringing, cultural background, and even the environment we live in can all influence our trust levels. If you grew up in a tight-knit community where everyone knew each other, you might be more trusting in general. But if you live in a big city where interactions are often fleeting and anonymous, you might be more cautious. It's also important to remember that trust is a two-way street. It's built on mutual respect, open communication, and a willingness to be vulnerable. When we feel safe and respected, we're more likely to let our guard down and connect with others. Section 5, the ripple effect of trust, building a better world. So why is all of this important? Why does trust matter so much? Well, trust is the glue that holds society together. It's the foundation for strong relationships, healthy communities, and a more compassionate world. When we trust each other, we're more likely to cooperate, to help each other out, and to work together towards common goals. Think about it. Could you imagine a world without trust? It would be pretty bleak, right? Every act of trust, no matter how small, has the power to create a ripple effect. When we choose to trust someone, we're not just saying, I believe in you, we're also saying, I believe in us. We're saying that we believe in the power of human connection to make the world a better place. Section 6. Believing in belief, trust as a cornerstone. At the end of the day, trust is a choice. It's a choice to believe in the good in others, even when it's hard. It's a choice to be vulnerable, to open ourselves up to the possibility of getting hurt, because we know that the rewards of connection are worth the risk. So the next time you meet someone new, take a chance. Smile, say hello, and be open to the possibility of connection. You never know, that person could become your new best friend, your next collaborator, or even just a friendly face in the crowd. Because when we choose to trust, we're not just making a statement about the world we live in, we're actively creating it. And that's something worth believing in. Thanks for listening, everybody. Stay kind, stay connected, and keep spreading that good news.